And my question is, how will your government ensure that women will have an equal chance to make something useful their lives? For example, any system that will be put in a place to celebrate women. For example, did you have any plan for women? Because from North.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
His Excellency, we will collect the questions and we send them to you through the chair so we can allow you to go for your next meeting.
No, let's allow the gentleman there who is lifting up his hand. He can say something.
Thank you, Your Excellency. My one is just an observation. Last year I was in Kenya. I run a security company, and I was looking for a car, the Probox. The car that I got was about 100 to 150 kilometers. And that's the newest car you can buy in Kenya. Here we have cars which are like 50,000 miles on the clock, and yet we are not allowed to take them to Kenya. So why are we having an age limit when you are importing and exporting cars? Can you, when you go to the State House, can you scrap that as well, please?
Okay. There is a lady there who has something to say. Yes, Madam, the lady behind there. Give her a microphone. There is a lady behind there. Yes.
Thank you very much, Deputy President, for everything we've heard. I think I'm persuaded to actually now move on. You've given us
that are required. So therefore, you use the diaspora expertise, you benefit the diaspora expertise by having those participating at those particular areas. So Your Excellency, as you can see, we do have a menu of issues that we want to be able to bring on board, but more importantly, we want to be participatory. So therefore, we are coming in to participate. So lastly, you've asked us, what are you doing? What have you done? So we have 3 points here. One is that we've actually made sure that we are able to assist your campaign, and of course to make sure that the UDA fraternity and now Kenya Kwanza fraternity is able to work through it. We've introduced what we call Adopt a Volunteer scheme. What that means is that for your own little money, you can be able to help a diasporian, not a diasporian, but you can be able to have a volunteer on the ground to be able to make the phone calls, to move from one point to the other, buy the data bundles. That's why what you see here, Your Excellency, these men and women here have contributed their own part just to attend this meeting, to contribute to that particular activity. So we are very keen to make sure that we do that. We had a pledge where Veronica attended, and we raised money with the team that is here, roughly about 500,000 Kenya shillings to support that particular event. The other aspect that we are looking at, which we want to take forward, is an issue of looking at the legal issues before the elections. We all agree that the IEBC played their part, but there are some specific issues that the IEBC, we believe, needs to take control of. We all saw what happened. Good news is that we actually are the highest, what you call voter poll, that actually got the numbers that were higher within Europe, which is a very good thing. But the point here is that we need to look at what do we do before the election and the cost of elections and so forth. So therefore, we want to take forward those kind of proposals. We'll come forward to let you know how we are doing that. And going forward, we want to do that. Finally, Your Excellency, we here really want to make sure that the UDA and now the Kenya Kwanza fraternity can win. Our key objective, as you saw from Pastor Odima, is to make sure that we pray for you, pray for your team, but more importantly, to win the hearts and minds of Kenyans. Because as 700 of us or 1,000 of us here, we need to win the hearts and minds of Kenyans. So our action, and I want to thank the Fifth Estate, Janet, in your work, and others, the community leaders, in terms of what you're doing, So therefore, we are here to make sure that the hearts and minds of the Kenyans are won, and we want to push that forward. So therefore, we'll be embarking with this group here to take that forward. Finally, Your Excellency, Churchill said that it takes courage to stand up and speak. It takes extra courage to sit and listen. And you have walked that path. We wish you the best.
Thank you, our SG. And I'll now take this opportunity to welcome our chair. And please, as soon as the chair finishes, can you prepare Toror so that the Yasmin group can present, and then we'll be able to pass that next phase to our visitors. Chairman, please.
Your Excellency, I know my SG have raised a few issues which are very crucial. Mine, I'm going to divide our issues into 3. Number 1, we are going to show you the importance of Kenyans in diaspora. Number 2, we are going to show you the handcuffs or the barriers we are having. And some of these barriers which I'm going to address them, they are legal issues. As a legal person, which I feel they are very, very important for us to be able to be handled now, and if it's now, they will never. Because we know in the past regimes, since we got the independence, that time, I think I was not born. Not I think, I know I was not born. In the first government, I was not born. The second government, the third, the fourth, they have been having engagement anytime they come here in the UK. And we do a lot of memos of objects and reasons, but we see nothing. Moment we write that letter or we put that memo, you'll never hear them again. But we want to congratulate you because we can see your heart. We can see through your heart. We can see what is in your heart. And one thing I know, you are a sincere man. I was reading something, and one of my friends, the former speaker in the National Assembly, Mr. Farah, there's something he said. We cannot trust the other man. But one thing, with the deputy president, he keeps his word. Oh yes. That thing, I saw it on the newspaper, and it gave me a lot of strength to continue. So Kenyans in the UK, diasporans, or diaspora is a very special place. And we thank God for according this opportunity for us to vote. Voting is our fundamental right. Article 38, subsection 2 of our Kenyan Constitution and Article number 83 has given us that right. But since our Constitution was promulgated in 2010, we have never gotten this right. And I want to show you how important it's going to be. Your vote is your voice. Right now we have been given a voice. But is that voice going to speak for us? But there are some handles. And I believe the people we met at Chebukati, I raised all these handles. Our brother Ichungwa is here, Esther Wangahome, they are working Constitution. They understand what we are talking about. We have some challenges in our Kenyan Constitution. One of the challenge, and that's why sometimes people are laughing at us, that we only manage to register 700 people. Mr. MP Ichungwa, Honorable Ichungwa, and MP Wahome. We want to say this, and that's why we are saying, one of us, Deputy President, you must give one of us to come and sit and work on the floor of the House. The floor of the House is the House of the Law. I listened in America what was going on, and it was discussed that the best way to handle our issues is the current parliamentarian, the current MPs, the only way they can be able to handle these is having a caucus. Then we are invited into that caucus. Caucus is good, but they cannot be able to work. It can work until I know if I have my sister, if I have my brother who is mistreated in Dubai, who is killed in Dubai, I have someone I can call and they can go and rescue our people. They are dying. Our sisters are dying. Our brothers are dying. And nothing is happening to them. We need someone we can call and say, our member of parliament, take the task, go and rescue our brother and our sister. Diaspora is very important. I've been fighting to be a member of parliament since 2013. I was a laughing stock by the people in the UK. Reason why I've been challenging and I want to be in parliament. Article 78, no matter how many degrees we can have, the law prohibits us. We cannot be state officers unless we drop our British citizenship. We cannot be able to drop it. I tell you, there are nations which are accepting dual citizenship. How are we going, Deputy President, to harness this brain? Few years ago, the Kenyan government went to Cuba to get the doctors. Don't we have doctors here in the UK? Don't we have the nurses here in the UK? Yes, we need to go home and build the nation together. That's what we need. We need to handle with those laws. Section 22 of the Kenyan, regulation 22 of the Kenyan Constitution also prohibits us in conjunction with Article 78. Recently, we were barred to vote with our ID. But we thank God for this gentleman called Omutata, Deputy President. For how long are we going to use activists and we have lawyers in the UK? For how long are we going to use activists and we have people who can take laws, who can campaign for laws to be repealed? But thank God, Section 37 of our Kenyan Constitution, Section 37, subsection 5, the law states that we can only use passport to vote. Why is Kenya government accepting ID when opening a bank? But when voting, we can't use our ID. Deputy President, we need legislatures to be in that parliament. We know it is doable. Someone cannot mean it's not doable. Minor commander is a member of parliament, but we don't know on which status, whether he's a woman representative, but we know he is there. Goodwill, Deputy President, you can give it to us. And the UK, where do we think this thing belongs to us? Meritoriously, we registered 700 people with handles. Handles were there. There were a lot of handles. Some of the handles, Deputy President, they are in Regulation 34, subsection 2. This one talks about the only registration place where you can be able to vote, it is only in the High Commission. How about someone in Scotland? Does he not have right to vote? Someone in Birmingham, don't you have right to vote? Someone in Scotland, don't you have right to vote? Someone coming to London only to register. But be assured, our Deputy President, the 700 votes, we are putting it in your basket. How are they going to be translated? And that's what we are saying, people. 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 If all of us we register, we can assure each person that is here, we can give Deputy President 100 votes by influencing our brothers and our sisters back home. Can we do that? Can we do that? Can we do that? You are having millions from the Kenyans in diaspora. That's why we know we can make it. To finish up, because this is our day, if we leave this place without telling our issues, we are going to do injustice into this meeting. We must give and pour and vomit everything. Because this is the day the Lord has. He has made it. I really don't want to dwell in many things. I think for me, I want to dwell on 5 benefits you are going to get the moment you incorporate Kenyans in diaspora. Number 1, we are going to give you, today in the current legislators, they give us 3 things: representation, legislation, and oversight under Article 98 and 99. Is this Miss Honorable? 98 and 99, MP and Senator, right? 94. Yes, they go all the way. Then Article 100, we can't we not be a minority group? We can be a minority group. We can be a minority group. These are the benefits as I conclude. If Deputy President, you do it to us here in the UK, we are going to give something we call lorry. And I want to show you something. Can you see this one? Is it here or here? Is it here? Am I touching it? What do you call it? Lorry or rolly? These are 4 things we are going to give to you. L, legislation. O, oversight. R, representing our people in diaspora. If the land is stolen, we will come after the thieves. We will involve the DCI. How many people are dying because they have bought a land and the time they are going to Kenya, the land was not even sold to them?
And investment. Investment. We are coming as legislatures who are going to bring investors. Other legislatures, they are given CDF. But for us, we are going to take investment. Deputy President, for our bottom-up economy to work, involve Kenyans in diaspora. As I conclude, there are two important salients which we are asking you. We are members of UDA, we are members of Kenya Kwanza, and we are praying our Mama Esther Wahome, involve us, Alice Wahome, involve us, Mami, involve us, let Kenyans be part of your National Executive Council, so that we can feel even in Europe, we belong, and that is our home. We want to be there. The second one, where I was slaughtered in 2017, I was slaughtered in the place we called election tribunal. The tribunal that deals with election dispute, nomination dispute. Give us money. Let's represent. Let Kenyans be represented in those dispute tribunals so that we can be able to keep our party, because they will see the faces they have never seen there before. So our Deputy President, together with your people, may God bless you, may God keep you. 2022, the government is yours, and I say it as a servant of God. God is going to give to you. Two things God gave to you. God gave you to you two colors. Yellow represent the glory of God. UDA, Kenya Kwanza shall carry the glory of God. In the name of Jesus of Nazareth. Green represent resurrection. Our dead economy is going to resurrect. Our dead economy is going to resurrect. God is releasing resurrection to you. May God bless you. May God bless us. And may God keep you, our Deputy President. Let's keep on praying for him. God bless you.
Thank you, Chairman. Put a lawyer to be a bishop, and it's trouble. It is trouble. But then in our case, it is joy. Thank you, Bishop. Thank you, SG, Dr. Martin Koyabe. I will ask the two youth representatives just to stand, because Janet spoke on your behalf. Where is Agnes and Mathioya? Just to stand so that the DP can see you. Your time lapsed. I know it was because of the travel, but there's nothing much I can do. You have been saved by the DP, so 1 minute each, and I'll not leave here.
Asante sana Bwana Deputy President, tunashukuru sana kwa kufika kwako, na nyote pia niwasalimie. I'm just overwhelmed to see him kwa sababu he's the Deputy President. Yeah, so sisi we're just asking for opportunities as the youth tuweze kufanya kazi. Most of us we involve ourselves with kama kutuma mizigo nyumbani, so pale kwa port kama mambo inaweza kuwa rahisi kidogo, we'd really appreciate. Tunashukuru sana. Alafu Mungu akuongoze kwa safari yako. Ukifika huko kumbuka tu kuempower the youth. We love your bottom up approach. Tunashukuru sana.
Thank you so much as well for this opportunity. Welcome to the UK. Naitwa Mukami of Biongo and Wanjiro. And to follow up on your bottom-up strategy, for us, it's as a Kenyan youth, lobbying for the normal Kenyan youth back at home, it's the access, the social mobility issue. So we know everyone who represents the people of Kenya comes with the need to distribute opportunities and resources, really the bottom-up strategy, but we know that the issues that come as obstacles, and we know your story, the hustler story, the story of limitations, the story of barriers. What are your policies to face these barriers, the story of access, because we know you have, tunajua there's the rule of law, but kwa ground is different. You need the right family, you need to be born by the right parents, you need the right school, and sometimes the school does not cut it either. So what is this that you have that will actually tackle these obstacles, because everybody has the will? Thank you very much for your time.
Asante sana kwa wadogo wetu. Your Excellency, or His Excellency, I have been disadvantaged because I was made the MC. I also had a very powerful message for you, but let me just hold on to where the chair left. Mine is to praise you, His Excellency. Since a long time ago, we have seen your hand. I would like to testify that I'm here in the UK courtesy of your support. I was a young hustler who was very brilliant and very bright in Kenya, but I couldn't get an opportunity to go out. But due to Harambe, you managed to send me something small that enabled me firstly to go to South Africa, where I became a fellow. And because of that small token, I was able to earn myself a scholarship to come and pursue a PhD here. I enrolled at the University of Surrey, and they trusted me. That was in 2006, 2009, I got my PhD, and then they kept me as one of their lecturers, and ever since, I've never got a chance to come back to Kenya. But I believe with the Kenya Kwanza government, I will be able to run away from this winter after 17 years of torture. And many of these Kenyans, Your Excellency, have really suffered. They don't have opportunities. Our chairman said that he was slaughtered at the nominations tribunal. So he also offered that some of us who are not contesting, we can come and oversee some of those things so that we can ensure that our brothers and sisters like Kaniaru and Olekilelu are not disadvantaged. But we've seen how come you are. A lot of slack has been thrown at you. If I was you, maybe I would have hanged myself. But His Excellency, you are a strong guy, and I believe you are strong because you are strong for the future of Kenya. I watched you because I'm an educationist when you are the minister or the cabinet secretary for higher education. We used to stay at home for 2 years after you finished Form 4. But the only person who did revolution in that ministry was yourself. You ensured that the universities were double enrolling, triple enrolling. Now, Egerton University is shut. It's waiting for you to come and save them, and many others. We are watching Kenya very keenly. We know Kenya is safe in your hands because you are not a project of anyone. You are a project of the people of Kenya. When you are a project, you are a puppet. And when you are a puppet, you walk as per the whims of the person that pulls the marionette like this. So we pray that Kenya gets its leader, not a leader that is being pushed to them by the dark forces. We know dark forces exist, but Reverend Hodima, Bishop Margaret Tanui, Bishop Joe, amongst others, you will crush them. You will crush the dark forces. So His Excellency, since I was the MC, I will ask that we demonstrate that we may have left Kenya, that the culture is still with us. And with that, you can be able to see that we have not disconnected. I saw somewhere that the Migunas are going to go back as soon as you become the president of Kenya. So we are Migunas here. Many of us are. And therefore, we're looking forward to that day when you are going to raise the Bible and you are going to take that oath. And we know that many of us will be on the way home. So, you know, Chair here is scaring me a little bit, but the DP had requested that we summarize. Can you please summarize what you want to say before I call Yasmin Group here?